For those who are very keen, you can tell that the mountain has shifted interest from Matiangi to somewhere else. And to be specific, the mountain has shifted interest to George Natembeya. From there, first of all, I can learn one simple thing before I take you further in this video. That the mountain people, they're just trying to look at on a leader who is able to deliver this country to another level. They are trying to look at the character that they need in leadership. And kudos to the mountain people. Now, in simple terms, even Rigathi Gachagua has noted that they have shifted and now is also shifting his interest to the western region. And the fact is that Natembeya knows that he is also expected to behave. So as we speak today, he has started to mobilize further the people of western region to join the Tawe movement and actually even build his political base to challenge Wetangula, Mudavadi, Atuoli, and Oparanya. Those are the top leaders, plus many others. But the fact is, as we speak today, even the DAP party leader is also interested. But we all know that when it comes to service delivery, which is one of the major problems in President William Ruto's government, Natembeya is the man. Now, why has Mount Kenya shifted to Natembeya or to Western Kenya? Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, kindly, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Now, let me dive in. If I check critically, first of all, who was the option that Mount Kenya had? It was none other than Dr. Fred Okengo Matiangi. Why is it that now they're not talking about him that much? It is simply because Matiangi does not seem to be serious when it comes to the presidency of this country. We all know that campaigns start very early, and even if you don't campaign, at least you need to be present for the public to recognize you and buy your ideas that you have in mind. Because it cannot be all the time that people are remembering the education sector that he was running. People want, yes, service delivery, but the fact is you have also to bring something on board that is going to be able to show that you're better than President William Ruto when it comes to the presidency. So therefore, Matiangi is expected to be present, but is nowhere to be seen. As a result, people are shifting their mind that probably he's not serious, or he was corrupt, that now is fearing to come back to Kenya because he might get cases opened against him. So the fact is Matiangi has simply been seen to be dilly-dallying, and as a result, people have shifted interest to George Natembeya. Another thing is Natembeya's closeness to, we can also talk closeness to Matiangi. It's a possibility that when it comes to character, Natembeya can be remembered very well when he was an RC and when he was fighting to ensure that Mau has been preserved or conserved. So as we speak today, people borrow the Natembeya of that time, the tough speaking, the serious person who was ensuring that Mau has not been touched, the person who was ensuring at least he has been able to ensure the Mau community retains the Mau the way it is supposed to be. This is the same guy who ensured that he has also tried his best to ensure that the wars that we used to have, the battles, that community clashes that used to happen within the Rift Valley have been curbed significantly. I remember one time actually even approached a young kid who was holding some arrows and bows, and then this gentleman Natembeya ensured that this kid had taken to a rehabilitation center, got some education, and currently is doing well. That was really a good milestone, a good thing from George Natembeya. It is not just that. Natembeya is generally known kama mchapakazi because we had so many regional commissioners, even county commissioners, but Natembeya George stood out to be the best. Even when he speaks today from Trans Nzoia County, you can tell that George Natembeya is a tough leader and is a performing leader. I was asking on the ground what Natembeya does that people are not criticizing that much from Trans Nzoia County. And I realized that actually I was speaking to one of the principals there, and they told me that in Trans Nzoia County, if your kid is in a day school and the money paid today it's 10,000 and below, the fact is you are paid for the school fees as your kid is paid for the school fees until Form 4. So most of the day schools there are receiving checks from the county government in support of the students who are in school through paying their school fees. That is a great step that Natembeya is making, because the challenge you have right now in the country is it's an expensive form of education that William Ruto, Matiangi, and many others introduced. But the fact is also the 844. It is quite expensive that even the current situation, it cannot allow parents to comfortably take their kids to school. So therefore, Natembeya did a strong thing and a very good one, which makes people at least to love him from Trans Nzoia County. Such kind of moves, they pull across, such kind of moves, they simply attract the people to support him from all over the country. Another thing I heard is that Natembeya gives mbolea. Not mbolea as such, but seedlings. Hey, maybe if you want to plant maize, not seedlings as such, but how do you call them? The seeds that you plant. So once you have harvested, you have done your cultivation, you go for them, and then you plant your crops. So in the nutshell, Natembeya has done very well, and when it comes to the local politics, he has also performed very well. Now let me dive into the other thing that we have to say here. When it comes to character, people are very keen on it. Natembeya is portrayed to be very humble, a reason as to why he can attract Mount Kenya votes. No matter how fun it looks to be, Mount Kenya people want humble people in power. Kibaki hakuwa anajipiga kifua, and you all saw how he led that region and how he led Kenya as an individual. And those are the leaders we're looking for in this country. Natembeya is not that proud person like we can see what those Kasudi, people like Kipchumba Murkomen are doing. So therefore, Natembeya actually stands out amongst many other leaders as one of the humble governors we have in the country. That makes him to attract the Mount Kenya support. Another thing, we also saw to say that Natembeya, the toughness that he has, the straightforwardness, the lack of fear because he has confronted the president not once, not twice, it shows that he has the qualities that we need as a country, because as we speak today, brave people, courageous ones, and those who are able to deliver are what people are looking for. We need an alternative to President William Ruto that is better than William Ruto. Also, another thing that's attracting the Mount Kenya towards supporting Natembeya, it is the fact that Natembeya never shies from speaking, and he has actually staged a very serious opposition against President William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga from the Western region. That means very well that he has done what Dr. Freddie Matiangi and many other big politicians are not able to do, especially those who are eyeing the top seat. So therefore, Natembeya George has stood out as the only leader from Western Kenya who can comfortably stand in a podium with President William Ruto and tell him that the northeastern way of removing vetting is dangerous to this country. And not just long after that, we are now having Al-Shabaab causing threat within the northern parts of Kenya, which is becoming a big challenge as we speak today. I don't know what is your take as far as the shift of Mount Kenya to Natembeya is concerned, but please share with me on the comment section so that I can be able to tell you precisely what you guys think. That's how I learn. That's how I get to know what to say when I'm doing videos here. My name is Abel Mukwa. Please, let's meet next time for more other videos.